Okay, Capricorn, welcome to your major issue for May, where we're going to pull from just the majors out of one deck, and then we'll clarify with the entire deck to get more info on it. So what can Capricorn expect in May for general finances and relationships? Let's see what we got. Alright, give me like a nice good one here. Alright, give me a good one. There it is. Okay. And nice little cut. So here we go for general. We have Skyfather, ba-boom, which is the Emperor. So in general, boss energy. Then finances, you have the High Priestess. Okay, I love that out. And then we have the Sun in relationships. So reading it without the challenges, obviously you're in control of something and you're calling the shots overall. With the High Priestess, with the financial stuff, there could be stuff that you're kind of waiting to come together, but you're following your hunches a little more. You're not saying much, because I get the quiet side of the High Priestess where you're not really talking about your moves, you're just doing them, and you're like, let people catch up later. And with the Sun, opportunity is coming in there, or you're kind of like seeing options, you're seeing things kind of in a not necessarily different way, but it's like almost like an emergence of like, I'm here. So Magician is the challenge for generally. It's, you know, how are you going to manifest this? How are you going to use this power for good, not evil? I mean, you could totally do evil if you want to, but I'm just saying in general, like, if you have this stuff, if you're able to have the power with this Emperor business, how are you going to handle it? You know, what are you going to make happen? Now, the High Priestess is challenged by the Tower, where I feel like if there's something that in your job or something financially, like I said, there's that quietness and you're making moves. It's almost like be able to switch gears, be able to adjust as stuff comes at you. So, you know, that could be like not putting all your money in one thing, or, you know, like making sure you have your resume ready to go if you want to switch jobs, whatever it may be in that realm. That's where I think the quietness comes in, because you are kind of seeing which way the wind is blowing before you go do anything. So it's not like you'll be devastated with the Tower or stuff, but if the Tower turns out to be, and Tower's not always negative, but it's lightning striking, you don't know where, you don't know how. This could be you having a conversation with somebody that you're like, wow, okay, I'm changing direction, and I didn't think I'd be doing that. Because High Priestess gut instinct is like, no, I need to go this way now. Now, with the Sun, hi. Oh, your challenge is the Star? If anything, in a challenge position, the Star is kind of like that wishful thinking. Or if you have these opportunities, you're like, but maybe there's better. You know, maybe there's another thing. You know what? Like, don't get into that thing. Like, I'm not going to call it greedy, but you're like, but if, what's behind door number 1? What's behind door number 2? Like, I would have done awful on those game shows because I'd just be like completely anxiety ridden. But, you know, don't keep thinking. You got to keep taking what's behind the next door and the next door and the next door. You know? Now we're going to clarify. I'm just going to clear these real quick. So what can Capricorn expect in general? So you have 6 of Pentacles. There you go. Balance, you know, where you're putting your time. A nice kind of, you know, work ethic. Things are balanced, etc. 8 of Pentacles. There's that work again. But it's like focusing on one thing. You know, she's not worried about these other butterflies. She has her own wings to deal with. So it's kind of like, remember I said that magician thing? It's like, how are you going to corral it? That is the actual corralling of it. So where are you putting your time and energy to make this stuff happen? And 2 came out here. Ace of Wands and the Magician. Hi. Yeah, so corral all that energy you have. Pick one thing. Pick one direction, Capricorn, and go, because you have the Ace of Wands, because it's like, come on, it's showtime. You know, I feel like you got this, like, I feel like this whoosh of like, come on. Now, talking in the finances, sector, we have Four of Pentacles. Remember how I said, like, there's something kind of like you're keeping it real close and quiet? Yeah, she's keeping it real close, real quiet. That's Four of Pentacles. It's kind of holding on to stuff. Like, you're not really, like, putting it out there yet. So, Four of Pentacles. We have Two of Cups. So there could be some, you're kind of feeling people out for who you can kind of, who's your kindred spirit? Who is somebody you can share ideas with? Who is somebody that's more of a collaborator? Remember, Two of Cups can be about love, but it's also about, like, who fills your cup, who doesn't, and you can kind of reciprocate that as well. And talking in the financial sector, not the love business, but Two of Cups. So what is this kind of collaboration business Capricorn's going to be getting into here? Two of Swords. Yeah, there's decisions being made. You have 2 on 2, so there's some kind of decisions coming at you that do let you kind of start this new stuff. Now, I don't supernumerology stuff, but you have the Four of Pentacles going into 2 twos. So you're kind of breaking down that, like, I gotta hold on to this, and you're being a little more open to share and putting it out there. I do just, all right, I'll come back to that. I'm like, I still want to clarify this about right now. But we're going to go over to the Star and the Sun, relationships. Knight of Pentacles. I feel like, you know, there's just, that's a good option coming at you, you know? And it's a knight, but don't assign male or female on that. It's just, you know, there's a opportunity, somebody might be going a little slower than you like it to, but it's stable, almost to the point of boring. So you have the Four of Swords. She's like, come on. Like, there is a little bit of a rest in between this. I don't know if you're kind of just waiting on this. Make sure that's not feeding into that wishful thinking. You know, like she's laying there dreaming, thinking, but you just might need a nap, honestly. So, you know, I never say that's like the super depression card, because you're not getting all the crumb bum cards that come around with it, right? The Fool. Yeah, you know, while you're kind of waiting for this stuff to kind of kick off, know that it's like coming. Because the Fool, it's like, let's go, you know? Because I was like, what is this about? And it's like, I'll tell you. So ultimately, it's your call. Emperor and Judgment. Remember you had the Emperor back here in the General? You're calling the shots. So whoever's coming at you and whatever journey you're on, I would not let anyone, like you ever do. But if you know, feel a particular way about stuff, go with it. Make the call, make the judgment. I do want to see what exactly Capricorn is kind of making the judgment about. But, like, you're in the driver's seat, Capricorn. That's all I got to say about that. No, I have more to say. I always have more to say. And Ace of Swords and Six of Swords. Clarity, truth. If it don't wash, bye. Like, there's like a very decisive, like, if that ain't it, I'm out. Like that judgment, that like, oh, not what I thought. But I mean, if you're having fun, continue to have fun. But there is this Knight of Pentacles back here that you might be a little tired of waiting on. But it's coming. It's coming. And in the meantime, just slice and dice. Ooh, whoever doesn't, you know, float your boat. You know what I mean? So now we're going to look at this Two of Swords. What is this Two of Swords about? Okay. See, back up here, the Tower. The Tower is clarifying this Two of Swords and the decisions. So like I said, there's something, if you're playing it safe, if you're playing it cautious, I feel like, you know, there's something that's going to rock your boat. That you're going to be like, I did not see that coming. But at the same time, you know, are you trying to make things work that shouldn't? Or just won't with the way it's been built, the way it's been structured? Give me one on this Tower here. So your challenge is some kind of shift. But Ten of Swords and the Four of Cups. If you've had disappointment in the past, it's kind of over, but you have to kind of lean into that, because if you're in this Four of Pentacles because something just didn't measure up, and if you're being quiet now with the High Priestess because something just didn't measure up, and you're looking for that kind of thing that's going to fulfill you and you're not quite sure exactly how that's going to happen, stop thinking about it. Like, stop doing the turny in your head and, you know, move out of that disappointment thing. Like, get out of the shade. Like, girlfriend could get up at any time and be like, Goose, leave me alone. All right, that wanted to come out too because it has more to say. Queen of Wands, Ten of Pentacles. So you have Four of Cups, Ten of Swords. You need to be Queen of Wands, Ten of Pentacles. So if you need to kind of do your action, do your stuff, and get the whole enchilada, like, you know, just stop thinking, more doing. And remember back here, focus on one thing at a time. You know, don't scatter the energy. So I think we kind of got it overall there. I'm never, you know, scared of the Tower. I'm actually at the point where I'm like, bring it on. So, you know, whatever this is, I feel like it's going to kind of, if you get out of your own head and you reframe as an opportunity, you know, you have the Emperor energy backing you overall for May. So lean into that and just one thing at a time. Not all the things at a time. One thing. And then you magician that up. So now we're going to do this Sci-Fi Oracle. It's a little wacky. I never know exactly what's going to come out. And sometimes it can be incredibly dramatic. Let's see if it is for you, Capricorn. So 1, 2, 3. Okay. Servants. Peasants. I'm sorry. I'm gonna pull a couple more before Physician. And then Desire. Okay, Sag got something similar, but servants, physician, desire. Servants are people, you know, that, I'm not going to say that you're like, oh, you're so blame or whatever, but I feel like people look at you to fix stuff, and it's not really where you want to be putting your energy, because your desire is something else. Like, if you're putting out fires for other people, or you're fixing stuff for other people, because the physician's kind of like that healing, like, people look at you and go like, well, Capricorn can fix it, and you're like, I don't want to, and kind of put you in like this prison energy. Okay. The anger. I'm sorry. You're just like, oh my God. Like, you know, maybe that's why you're not talking. Maybe you're like, I'm just going to be over here, High Priestessing. But good news. Desire. That does kind of start going away. Any kind of frustration, I feel, starts ebbing away. And then Fortune. So, like I said, that Tower business is going to shake something loose. I just feel like, you know, with the Magician over here, it can't be all bad, right? Like I said, it's just one foot in front of the other. Maybe put up with a touch of, I'm not going to call it stupidity, but people who don't know better in the meantime, you know, and just do your work and keep moving ahead. All right, Capricorn, that's what we have for now, and I'll talk to you in a little bit.